Actually, I'm glad you asked that question. So what we're talking about here is what do today's leaders need as qualities and skills to succeed in the digital world. Let's define the problem first. This problem is common across the board. I'm consulting with a lot of companies now, and this is pretty constant. It is with the corporates and the digital leaders themselves. The technology landscape in itself is pretty evolving. It's changing as we speak. But so is the competitive landscape they are in and the customer demands as well. They all are changing at the same time. So how does a digital leader or a corporate stay ahead of the curve? Innovation is what differentiates between a leader and a follower. As simple as that. And when I say innovation, most leaders misinterpret that as being a technologist. No, that's not what I'm talking about. That's one of the skills you should possess regardless as a leader. But you should also be a leader who is pretty strategic, who looks at the bigger picture, has the ability to break that bigger picture into smaller parts and can think it through. How am I going to put this into the market? What's the cost benefit analysis behind it? What's the finance behind it? So you need to have like a well-rounded view of it. And by the way, the most important quality they need to possess here is to orate that as a story to your team and help them visualize, if we do this, how is it going to make their and the company's life better? That's pretty much it. So the leadership landscape, if there is a successful leader out there, has not changed much. Yes, it's constantly evolving nowadays, technology. You got to be ahead of you got to be learning, you got to be subscribing to events, you got to be networking, you got to make sure that you are completely abreast of what's coming up next. You should have the knack to know that. But apart from that, you need to possess all these skills just to make sure that nothing is missed and you actually become serious. So the formula or the conclusion, what I'm trying to make here is pretty straightforward. You're already in a vulnerable zone because everything is changing around you. So that's perfect. Leaders look at vulnerability as something which they can use to progress. So that's great. Now next comes resilience. Are you going to look at all the failures as setbacks? Leaders shouldn't do that. They should keep on going forward in smaller chunks, making sure that your company is progressing. It's all about taking action and moving forward. So, I mean, I'll stop there. I just want to make sure that, I made my point, and that's pretty much it. We can talk more about what other things are changing in technology and how we can get there. In my mind, the leadership landscape hasn't changed much, except for it has become faster paced, but that's good.